Welcome to Nature Nurture Hub. Just imagine walking through your early spring garden and seeing soft pastel petals swaying gently in the morning air. There's something magical about those first flowers that break through the chill to remind us that warmth and color are returning. That's exactly what Anemone blanda, also known as the Grecian Windflower, brings to a garden. It's like nature whispering, spring is here. This little perennial might be small, but it's powerful in beauty, charm, and resilience. If you've ever dreamed of a carpet of delicate daisy, like blooms dancing in the breeze, this is your flower. And today we'll walk hand in hand through every simple, joyful step to grow, nurture, and love your own anemone garden right here in the USA. Anemone blanda has a special way of brightening gardens from coast to coast. Whether you're gardening in the mild Pacific Northwest, the cool Northeast, or the warmer southern zones, it's a forgiving plant for beginners and a rewarding favorite for those who've been gardening for years. These charming flowers bloom in shades of blue, pink, purple, and white, creating a soft watercolor effect across flower beds and containers. The name anemone comes from the Greek word for wind, and fittingly, they seem to flutter gracefully as if the breeze itself gives them life. But behind that beauty lies a simple truth. Growing them isn't hard. It's all about understanding their rhythm. The first secret of Anemone blanda is timing. These plants are best grown from corms, which look like tiny dried nuggets to the untrained eye. They might not seem alive, but inside is the potential for vibrant life. The ideal time to plant them is in the fall, between September and November, before the soil freezes. This allows the roots to quietly develop through the cool months, preparing for their burst of color in early spring. In milder regions, gardeners can also plant them in very early spring if the soil is workable, but fall planting tends to yield stronger blooms. Before planting, it's wise to soak those little corms in room temperature water for about 4 to 6 hours. This simple step reawakens the dormant life inside and helps them sprout faster once in the ground. Choose a site that receives partial to full sun, ideally morning sunlight with light afternoon shade if you live in a warmer zone. Anemone blanda loves cool roots and gentle warmth on its leaves. Too much direct afternoon heat can shorten bloom time, but too little light can limit flowers. So think balance, a bright, cheerful spot where your plants can breathe. Now let's talk soil, the foundation of every successful garden story. Anemones thrive best in well-drained soil that's rich in organic matter. They absolutely dislike soggy feet. If your garden tends to retain water, mix in compost, leaf mold, or coarse sand to improve drainage. A raised bed or sloped border can also make a big difference. The soil pH should ideally be neutral to slightly acidic, between 6.0 and 7.0. When you dig holes, plant the corms about 2 inches deep and 3 inches apart, you with the rough side facing down and the slightly smoother side up. If you can't tell which side is which, don't worry. Nature is forgiving. They'll find their way up toward the light. Once planted, water thoroughly to help settle the soil around the corms. From there, watering becomes a gentle dance. Not too much, not too little. Anemone blanda prefers consistent moisture during its growing season but cannot tolerate waterlogging. The rule of thumb is to keep the soil lightly moist until sprouts appear, then water once or twice a week depending on rainfall and temperature. As summer approaches and the foliage naturally fades, reduce watering. This is when the plant goes dormant. Overwatering at this stage can lead to root rot or fungal problems, so let the soil dry out between waterings. Temperature plays an essential role in helping your anemone thrive. These flowers love cool conditions and can handle frost better than most spring bloomers. The ideal temperature range for healthy growth is between 45 degrees F and 65 degrees F. They can tolerate brief dips below freezing, especially once established, but prefer mild spring weather for peak performance. In warmer regions like parts of California, Texas, or Florida, planting them under light shade trees or providing afternoon protection can extend their bloom time. The cool morning air and dappled light of spring create their happy place. Fertilizing Anemone blanda is more about moderation than abundance. They're not heavy feeders, but a gentle boost makes all the difference. Before planting, mixing a bit of well-rotted compost or organic bulb fertilizer into the soil gives them a strong start. Once shoots appear, feed them once a month during the growing season with a balanced liquid fertilizer, something close to 10-10-10 or a flower-specific organic blend. Avoid over-fertilizing, as this encourages lush foliage at the expense of flowers. The goal is harmony. Steady nutrients to keep blooms vibrant without overwhelming the plant's natural rhythm. Now, let's talk about pruning and post-bloom care, an often overlooked secret to long-term success. Once your anemone blanda finishes its blooming phase, allow the foliage to naturally yellow and die back. Don't be tempted to cut it down immediately. Those fading leaves are feeding energy back into the corms, ensuring a strong return next year. After the foliage dries completely, you can gently remove it or let it compost naturally into the soil. If you're growing them in containers, this is a good time to move pots to a shaded, dry spot during dormancy. In colder regions, you add a thin layer of mulch to protect the corms through winter. Not too heavy, just enough for insulation. Anemone blanda doesn't just bring beauty, it brings resilience. It's deer, resistant, drought-tolerant once established, and spreads gracefully over time. But like all plants, it has a few quirks that gardeners should watch for. The most common issues include poor drainage, which can cause root rot, and overcrowding, which can reduce blooms. Every few years, it's wise to lift and divide the corms in late summer when they're dormant. This keeps your plants vigorous and prevents competition for nutrients. If you notice yellowing leaves during growth, it could be a sign of water imbalance or nutrient deficiency. Simply adjust your watering routine or apply a diluted organic feed. Pests and diseases rarely trouble Anemone blanda, but slugs and snails sometimes take an interest in young shoots, especially in damp conditions. A sprinkle of crushed eggshells or eco-friendly slug pellets around your plants can discourage them. Aphids may also appear in some regions, particularly during dry spells. But a quick rinse with water or a spray of mild insecticidal soap keeps them under control. Healthy soil, good airflow, and the right watering rhythm are your best defenses. And now, let's pause for a moment to imagine your garden in full bloom. Early spring sunlight filters through the trees, casting gentle shadows over clusters of Anemone blanda. Shades of sky blue, lilac, and pure white create a living mosaic beneath your feet. Bees hum softly, butterflies hover above, and the air feels fresh and alive. That's the beauty you've created. A scene that feels effortless, but only because you understood the quiet needs of your plants. Anemones are incredible in companion planting too. Pair them with tulips, crocuses, or daffodils for a layered bloom effect. As the taller flowers rise, your anemones form a carpet of color below. They also mix beautifully with ferns, hostess, or heuchera in shaded gardens, where their delicate petals contrast beautifully with textured foliage. And if you love container gardening, they thrive just as well in pots on patios or balconies. The key is to choose shallow, wide containers with good drainage, plant them close together for visual fullness, and follow the same light and watering principles. One of the most rewarding parts of growing Anemone blanda is how it reconnects you to nature's pace. It's a slow, patient bloom, not one that demands instant gratification, but one that surprises you with its grace when the time is right. For beginners, this plant teaches attentiveness and care. For experienced gardeners, it's a reminder that even the smallest flowers can make the biggest emotional impact. The best gardens aren't rushed, they're grown with intention. Throughout the United States, from cozy backyard beds in Oregon to window boxes in New York, gardeners have fallen in love with Anemone blanda for its easy charm. It's a low-maintenance perennial that asks for very little yet gives so much. It bridges the gap between winter and spring. A season where color feels like a blessing, and it keeps returning year after year, multiplying quietly beneath the soil, ready to remind you again that beauty doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. So as you prepare your garden for the next season, remember this: every great bloom begins with a small act of care. When you press those tiny corms into the earth, you're planting a promise, one that will awaken with every sunrise of spring. Treat your soil like a friend. Your watering can like an artist's brush, and your flowers like living poetry. Anemone blanda will reward you for it. And now, take a deep breath. Look around your garden and imagine what's possible. You have the knowledge, you have the inspiration, and you have nature on your side. All that's left is to begin. One handful of soil, one gentle watering, one moment of patience at a time. Grow with heart, grow with joy, and let your garden bloom with peace. Because when you nurture nature, it nurtures you right back. Grow with Nature Nurture Hub. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, explore the joy of gardening, and keep discovering the beauty of every bloom. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.